My name is Daphne Wyatt. I'm a fifth grade teacher here at Trinity Christian School, and we wanted to put together a video to welcome you to fifth grade. When we come and we have open house, and it's so great to see everyone, but it's a busy night. Maybe some parents have students in other grades, and you may go run to their room first, and it's just hard. A lot of times we don't have everyone in here at the same time, and even when we do, it's hard to share the things that we would like to share with you. Or maybe you're watching this video as a new family, and when we met one another at the classroom door, we didn't get the chance to say the things that we would like to say. And so this video is just here for you to give you some general information about fifth grade and how the year is going to be, and just some things that we really want you to know. The first thing that I want to mention is the order of your child's day. Every fifth grader starts their day in their homeroom teacher's room, and in the morning before lunch, that is the time frame. At various times they go to their specials. So whether it's art, music, computer, PE, Spanish, whatever it may be, that's always scheduled before lunch. Shortly after lunch, we'll trade classes. The kids will trade rooms, and they will go to the other fifth grade teacher, who's Mr. Tim Traxler. You'll also be hearing from him in this video. And so our schedule calls for recess at the end of the day. And that's just a very general overview of how our day goes. Now, your child will receive a more detailed schedule that'll be in their binder that they'll get the first couple of days of school, but that I just wanted you to have a general idea of the schedule of the day. Something else I want to mention is our supplies. At the beginning of the year on the supply list, we have listed for fifth grade things like scissors and glue sticks and crayons and or markers or whatever may be on there. And just be aware that we need those supplies separately for our classroom, completely separate from the supplies that are needed for art. Our art boxes are not stored in the room. So if we need to grab scissors or crayons, art boxes are not right close by. So we need those readily available in the room. So please buy those separately so your children will have those when we need them in the classroom. Speaking of the classroom, one thing that we have that's also on our supply list is desk bags. Here's a desk bag that will be available not only open house, but I have a whole box of desk bags that are available for purchase if you need one, that I'll have the first couple of weeks of school. Ms. Sherry Johnson, a former teacher here at Trinity Christian School, makes these for us, and we are glad and proud to have them for sale during open house in the first couple of weeks of school each year for students who may need them. They're generally $15, $20, somewhere around in there. If you have one that your child used in a previous grade, then absolutely feel free to use it. But if not, then we can hook you up with one of these. But they really are a great help in helping us just be more efficient in how our classroom runs. So they're a very helpful tool that we have. So I'll move along and talk about chapel. We have chapel on Wednesdays, and in elementary school, students do not have to wear chapel dress unless it's specifically requested. We'll do it for special events, and there'll be special things going on where we will ask students to wear chapel dress, but unless we've requested for students to wear chapel dress, then they don't have to. So I want to show you a chapel shirt. It's a polo with the TCS emblem. If you need one of these, Miss Dawn Lane can help you do what you need to do to get one ordered. But on chapel dress days, students will wear their chapel polo and khakis. The girls are welcome to wear a skirt if they would like. On chapel dress days, no denim. It doesn't have to be the cream color khaki. It can be some black pants, just that khaki material with their polo shirts are what we want when we ask students to wear chapel dress. And since we're kind of talking about dress, let's talk about dress code a little bit. I would definitely say that the things that we address the most, that's just what I'm going to mention to you in this video, is we'll start with the ladies. With the ladies, the tops of their shirts need to cover their shoulders, so no spaghetti straps. Shorts need to be fingertip length when your child is standing comfortably with their arms down by their side. Their shorts need to be longer than their fingertips all the way around. And then leggings is the other thing I would mention for ladies. Leggings have to be worn as whatever you wear with leggings has to be something that would pass dress code if those leggings were not on. Just, leggings fit all snugly, so they're not to be worn as pants. Whatever's worn over them should pass dress code standing on its own. For fellas, I would say that the thing that is most often mentioned with the guys is haircuts. Hair shouldn't come over their eyebrows, shouldn't come down below their ears, touch their collar, or be down over their collar. But every single thing to do with our dress code is found in the handbook, and the handbook can be found online. So if you ever have any questions about anything to do with our dress code, feel free to access our handbook and find out anything you want to know about that there. Um, let's see. Communication. I mentioned that if we have chapel day, that we will, chapel dress, that for chapel dress, that we would certainly make sure that you're notified. Well, one of the biggest ways that we make sure that we let you know, we'll send an email, but another very important tool that we use in fifth grade is the Remind app. Mr. Traxler and I will both have a class. Please not only sign up for our reminds, but also sign up to have the notifications sent to you so you'll know when you get a message from us. We really use that a good bit. It's kind of like our texting, but no one's exchanging phone numbers. We're on the app, and we can use it like text. I keep it pulled up on my phone. I also keep it pulled up on my desktop, and I see when a notification pops up. Email absolutely is another source of great communication. Emails typically don't get checked as often because when a remind notification comes up, a remind message comes up, you get a little notification button. So it's much more likely that I'm going to walk by and notice that I have a new remind message than sift through emails and see that I have a message. That's a much quicker way, easy way to communicate. Another thing that is very important to us in fifth grade is our binders. This is what our binders look like, our planners, excuse me. This is what our planner looks like this year. And students literally use these every day. They use it to write their homework down. Mr. Traxler and I both have a place on our board where homework is written down, and it's your child's responsibility to write down their homework. The planner is separated by subject area, and all the way at the end every day there is a place for parent signature. So we ask that you sign that each night. Your initials are fine. We just want to know that you've seen it. Not only does it let you know what their homework is, it lets you know if a test or a quiz is coming up. Maybe Mr. Traxler or myself have a note that we need to write to you, so we may use the planner to write a note. Maybe you need to write us a note. So we use that planner as another way of communicating with one another. So please check that, sign that, initial that each night so we know that you have seen it. We stress for the kids to bring it to you. We really do a lot in fifth grade to try to foster independent responsibility. We know that we're getting these kids ready to be middle schoolers next year, and there's a lot of difference in fifth grade and middle school. So we really, throughout the year, we try to give a lot of the responsibility to the kids in an effort to have them ready to be fantastic middle school students. So, but please help us to be sure that those planners get signed so that we can see any notes we may need to from one another. Okay, so onto the area of content. Okay, while your child is with me, they will be learning anything language, reading, writing, spelling, or vocabulary related, which is really neat because all of those things just kind of mesh together and work together. When we know our grammar rules, that helps us to be better writers. When we read really neat things in our books, then we can use those ideas to help us in our writing. Just reading, writing, and grammar just all marry together and help one another. And I'm excited about the way that we're going to build up students to be better writers this year. I'm excited about some of the stories that we're going to get a chance to read together in class, as well as some of the things that we're doing with our personal reading time. And so I'm just excited about the year and the things that the year is going to bring. Excuse me. I also want to stress to you how important I feel that communication is. I always want you to feel free and comfortable to get in touch with me over anything that you have a question about. And I feel like it's not only important for us to communicate with one another, but to have your child as part of that as well. I know there'll be times when just you and I need to talk, absolutely. But I think that there are often times that the student needs to be part of the conversation, that the student needs to know that we're all together on one team for your child's best interest. I think it's very important, very nurturing for that child to know that there's a team of people that love them and want their very best, and they want their growth academically and spiritually to be of utmost importance for the year, and I feel strongly about that. So please get in touch with me if there's anything that you have a question or concern or just something that you'd like to share. So those are just a few of the things that I wanted to add in this video. As the year goes along, we'll be doing a lot more communicating. There'll be a lot more things explained and understood, but please always ask questions and come to me with the things that you would like to know about. And looking forward to a fantastic year. Thank you so much.
Hello, and thank you for watching this 5th grade information video. Please watch carefully until the end. This information will help you and your child be better prepared and will also help us teachers. A couple things before I get into subject matter that you need to be aware of. If you're new to the school, especially, some of this stuff might help. All right, so lunch order is taken first thing in the morning. So if your student's getting the lunch that the school's offering for that day, they will sign up for it at that time, and that order gets picked up pretty much by 8:30. If your student comes in tardy, after 8:15, they need to go to the office and get a tardy slip. At that time, they will sign up for the lunch if they're getting it. They don't have to buy a lunch from the school, and bring your own lunch, of course, also. And then another thing a parent said to me recently, and I think I need to address it, is usually every Monday 5th grade is able to purchase ice cream or something from the treat area. It's still going to be charged, and I think what the people got a bill at the end of the month say, why are we getting a bill? We didn't buy anything. But when it says 5th grade can go get their snack, it's not free. You're still paying for it. All right. If your child is going home with a different student or a different ride, please send a note, email, or send a remind message saying that they are going to be going home with someone different than normally picks them up. That will help us. If we don't have one, we'll try to contact you and figure out what's going on, because sometimes kids don't have the right information. Same thing if they don't normally go to kids club and you want them to go that day, or they're not going and they normally go. Just a heads up will help us be better prepared for that time. If you are going to pick up your student early, say a couple hours early, or they have an appointment and they're going to be gone the rest of the day, please let us know in the morning, because if we have a test scheduled that day or a quiz scheduled, and I have your student in the afternoon, or vice versa with Miss Wyatt, she would like to and I would like to give them the tests they're going to miss before they leave. That would help them be prepared. And if it's an emergency type thing, they don't feel good, they're going home, of course they'll take that test or quiz that they're missing the day they return. This year we are not going to have bubblers, or as you like to call them, drinking fountains. All right, you need to bring a water bottle. The other thing is, everyone has a binder, and that binder, it would help if you have it somewhat set up before you come to school on Thursday. You have your different file folder names in there. You might not have an actual name on it yet, but have it set up with the different colored things or whatever kind of binder you have. Make sure you have a pencil pouch that we will be putting things in, that when you go to the other class you'll have it with you. Now, we are probably this year going to take our backpacks from class to class, and that's all fine. You'll have your backpack, but some things are going to be stored in your desk bag and you won't be able to come back in the classroom. Now, we do have consequences when you don't have everything you need or your planner's not signed, and of course that's usually taken care of on the playground by walking a lap or two. If you want to help your child do better in class, help them to get in the habit of reviewing daily. For example, here's a Bible worksheet, skill sheet, review sheet, as you will. It gets filled in as we go through the lessons. It's not something they are expected to do the day they get it. It's like we do a lesson, there's one answer, two answers, or three answers to fill in. They should have that filled in. So when we're doing our Bible lessons, they'll fill those in. There's verses, a verse test weekly that or at the beginning we're learning the books of the Bible, the Old Testament books and New Testament books. So these review sheets are a great way to review daily, and they'll be better prepared for their test. When it comes to math, there are basically four things that go in the grade book. One, a homework. Homework would consist of a page in the book, usually the review pages, doing it correctly, and I'll collect it, grade it, give it back. Also, we have what we call speed drills. Speed drills are things that every day we usually do one speed drill, and usually on one page there's one that's graded. One of the speed drills are graded. So we want to work for accuracy. Speed, will come, but at the beginning we'll just look for accuracy on those, and as we get going, we'll do more with hopefully we'll get done in the time. Usually I don't start timing till we're in a few weeks into it. Then of course there's quizzes and tests. Usually a quiz one week, the test the next week, and it just goes like that. Quiz one week, test the next week. That's for math. When we do science or history, and these things will go straight with that as far as science, history, I've been giving a review page again for science and history, and there's some notes that we'll be taking too, and they'll have a notebook paper or spiral notebook or something. They'll write a few notes in, but most of the things are on this review sheet. Not everything, but most of the things are. And sometimes that review sheet I'll actually grade it as we're going. So I'll tell them they should have these numbers filled in, and they're not always in order. Sometimes they jump around a little bit, so they have to be careful on how they do that. Then of course in the book there's different things that we'll send home as homework, like comprehension check, something like that. That would be something that might be sent home as homework and graded. End of the chapter checkups, those are done in class, they don't go home, and that's something that I will collect, and that's part of their grade. And then of course the regular tests and quizzes, and sometimes there's more than one quiz in a week, so make sure you're checking that planner. I always have on the board quizzes. I rarely will ever give any type of pop quiz or anything like that. They're all, you should know in advance when there's going to be a quiz. If they don't have it written down that there's a quiz, I will have it written on the board, so they should have it written in their planner. And my rule is whatever's on the board you write down. Test on Tuesday, quiz in history on Thursday, or something like that. They also have worksheets. in science and in history, and sometimes those are graded, sometimes not. So, and I'm not usually telling them this one's graded, this one's not graded. If I say something's not graded, usually I don't get 100% effort on that. So that's one of the things to be aware of when it comes to these different subjects. Being prepared, reviewing daily, go over that review sheet with them. Also in history, there's maps. And I always tell the kids for a quiz, what's going to be on the quiz? Know these things. Usually a map might have 15 to 20 things on it. I'll tell them what 5 or 6 they have to know. Some of the maps, there's more to know. You might have a map that you got to know 20 things on. So those need to be reviewed. We try to review them in class. I'll put them on the screen in the front of the room, and we'll look them over and try to review with them. But some of that's got to be done on their own. Maps are a big part of the history tests and quizzes. So most of those have something like that on them. So if you have any questions, email, or the remind will help you to communicate with me, or in your planner. You can write something down in your planner to help you remember or help me to know what kind of question you have. And that should do it for now. Hopefully you'll get a chance to watch this all the way to the end. If you did watch it to the end, have your student ready to tell me the secret word, and that is bubbler, and to know what I was referring to when I said bubbler. All right, thank you.